time, the world won't need any radiologists because AI would have swept the whole field.
When do you think optimists will be a better surgeon than the best surgeons?
3 years.
3 years.
Right now, there are two stories about AI in medicine, and both of them are being told by people who are actually not doctors. Story one is AI is coming for your job. Now, doctors start panicking about this, thinking what next happens. Story two is it's all hype, just ignore it. Actually, both of those are wrong, and believing either one can hurt your career. Now, I'm a practicing doctor. I train doctors, I guide doctors, also help hospitals. So let me give you the version that I think is applicable as AI with all this background. What AI actually changes for working as a doctor in 2026 and beyond, and exactly what to do about it. If you do agree with my sentiments about AI, just put it in a comment below. Hi there, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Rajeeviyer. I'm a double board certified doctor working in the USA for the last many years. Did my training in Canada, so I'm very well versed with the Canadian and the US healthcare system. I've been a practicing doctor. I wanted to reframe this immediately because will AI replace doctors is actually the wrong question. The right question is which parts of this will make it more valuable and where does all this is going to leave you? And let's go through some of the actual data, because after all, I'm a clinical scientist. So look like numbers, we look at data. So let's see what is currently already happening. Now in the US alone, by 2024, 2/3 of US physicians and surgeons are already using AI in some form. And that has nearly doubled in a single year and continues to increase at a rapid speed. So this is not like something that's going to happen in the future. It's already happening. Now let me give you a clear example of what has happened. The first thing is documentation. There used to be a dictation mode where doctors used to dictate using a wireless thing and all the notes used to get captured on the electronic medical record. But now there is an ambient AI that actually listens to your conversation with the patient and then creates a note on its own. Now I talked to a cardiologist who's been using this for the last few years. It's already happening. Now what are the benefits for the hospitals? They report less hours spent on charting, on documentation. If you think about this, an infectious disease physician is probably the worst of the lot because they spend a lot of time on the electronic health record documenting. Then they spend time with the patient. These are the things that the AI is helping with. Now what generally happened is people went home, they put on their pajamas. These were called pajama time paperwork, and those things are drastically getting reduced. Isn't that pretty helpful? I think it is. Now that's one of the places where AI is helping doctors to reduce the burnout, because now the documentation is done. You hopefully can spend more time with the personal things you need to do and also with your family. Now what is getting displaced? We need to look at this. If someone is saying nothing is getting displaced, that's not true. One example is the human medical scribe. Now the companies that used to employ humans to do the scribes are now just using AI technology to do the exact same work and getting it done more efficiently using less time and probably less pay. Now the classic examples that's been said is radiology and pathology. In pathology, for example, the AI is reading patterns in imaging and pathology at a level where it's actually changing the work. It can interpret things. Now the question is where this is all going to.
The world won't need any radiologists because AI would have swept the whole field.
Now we need to understand, people have been predicting that radiologists are losing their jobs, but radiologists still have their jobs. Currently, the market is struggling with a lot of shortage of radiologists. We desperately need a lot more radiologists. Now, what should reframe that fear? There is a reason why nobody is firing all the radiologists, even though they have AI. Now, the AI does read image faster with probably fewer misses than some radiologists, and that lets the radiologist focus on more complex interventional work than reading pretty straightforward images. Now AI changed the structure of how a radiologist functions but did not eliminate them, and that pattern is what we expect is going to repeat across medicine. AI is pretty good at carrying out narrow, repetitive, a pattern farming, protocol driven things, but it still cannot carry the responsibility of a human, and that's where the human interaction is really critical. So in our opinion, the AI would be not a replacement but a strategic partner which can be used very wisely to help the doctors. Now medicine has a lot of constraints that doesn't exist in many other fields. Now there is liability, the biggest thing for we as doctors. So many regulations, the blame that people put on medicine easily, that that doctor is not good, that hospital is not good. It's easy to say, but imagine the number of hours hours of training that the doctor went through, the infrastructure that the hospital has put through. Those are not trivial. Those are huge commitments from those people. When an AI misses something, it can clearly say, expect that I am an AI, I'm going to do mistakes. You cannot expect this from a human. A doctor cannot walk in and say, yeah, sure, I'm going to diagnose you, but there is a likelihood that I might make a mistake. But no, that's not going to happen. That's the beauty of it. If someone has to sue, they sue the hospital, not the AI technology. Now, this fact alone dramatically changes how the doctors play a significant role in the healthcare system, along with the hospitals. Because someone who is licensed has to own the outcome, not a technology. AI can pretty much fly a lot of the plane. You still need a pilot. Medicine still legally and ethically requires that pilot who's the doctor. The judgment, the responsibility, the empathy, the human relationship with the frightened patient is not going to get replaced with AI. They may get automated to a certain extent, but not a replacement. So who actually should be worried then? Now here is a bit of an uncomfortable version of where AI is playing a bigger role. If you practice like a very guideline-driven, auto-completed machine, more like my role is to just do some basic read of the images. I'm going to print the prescription. I don't do any judgment, but I do very basic stuff. I have very minimal relationship with people, with patients. You are at risk for at least partially getting replaced, or for the most part getting replaced. The doctors are more likely to be valuable in the AI world because they can do things that the AI cannot. Example, doctors or healthcare professionals can synthesize complex, messy information to make a decision that can actually be executed. Sure, the AI can synthesize and make a decision, but could you execute it on a human? No, you cannot. The doctor can handle ambiguity and make a clear explanation of the pros and cons. They can earn trust. They can make a phone call. They can speak to people. So the lesson is not to fear AI, but keep it with you and don't practice like how the AI does. Practice like a human. And because we are IMG Secrets, I do want to share one extra thing about IMGs if you're still watching this video. For international medical graduates specifically, there is an angle where you can use this to your benefit. The programs and hospitals are more likely to choose people who are more comfortable with using these newer tools. If not today, likely to happen in the near future. So being AI literate, being well-versed with AI can be a significant benefit and can become a potential recruitment asset for the hospitals. Oh, you don't need to become an AI engineer for that. You don't need to do an extra course. But a doctor who says, I can use these AI tools really well. I know how to use them. I know what their limitations are. I know when to use them, when not to use them. How to use the information it provides. That's a very valuable thing. That's exactly who the hospital would be looking for in the near future. That's a positioning advantage you want to start building right now. Alright, so here are the 4 things I want to summarize. Number 1, start using the tools now. We personally use this quite extensively, and I do not encourage using any AI to draft any of your documents, any of your emails, because I have seen people drafting AI communication and it's really bad. So you have no idea what you're doing if you do that, and the hospitals are going to look at this in a negative way. Second thing is learn the future models. Be updated in this field. So when the computers were introduced, we used computers. So we embrace technology. We like doing that. The skilled employers do know where the value of AI is and not blindly trust them or not trust them. The third thing is really double down on your skills. Enhance your clinical knowledge, clinical decision making, and also your academic work. Keep building your CV. And the last thing I want to say is be comfortable with using AI because there is no choice. It's already here. It's really how you use it than not using it. So bottom line is the AI is not going to replace doctors. It's actually rearranging them so they can focus on other tasks and leave the low value tasks to AI. And people who know how to use AI are more likely to become valuable in the near future. If you want us to walk you through where you need to position yourself, how you need to build your career, how you need to strategize in order to make a transition to countries like USA, Canada, and others, you're welcome to book appointments with us at www.imgsecrets.com. We sit with you one-on-one and then tell you exactly on the things you need to focus on so you become successful with your career. Next, I encourage you to watch this video where we have mentioned various strategies on how one can transition as a doctor to the US, sometimes without exam. And if you disagree with me, I would really want to hear those. Any questions, do post in the comments below. We'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon.